As the truce between Israel and Hamas extends into its sixth day, aid groups are warning that the war-battered Gaza Strip is on the brink of a full-scale humanitarian crisis. After nearly 2 months of Israeli bombardment of Gaza, the humanitarian pause was brokered to allow the release of Israeli captives in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. As part of the agreement, more humanitarian aid has been allowed into the Palestinian enclave that has been under near total siege. The humanitarian pause began at 7 a.m. local time on Friday. Initially brokered for 4 days, it was extended on Tuesday for 2 days, which will expire on Thursday morning. As of Tuesday night, Hamas had released 81 of the 240 hostages taken captive, while Israel had freed about 180 Palestinian prisoners. Aid distribution efforts had previously stalled, with agencies warning that perishables were spoiling at the Egyptian border. Now, amid the logistic chaos of the renewed flows, they have been able to deliver limited assistance to the population. However, on Monday, the UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees, UNRWA, told Al Jazeera that 200 trucks of aid would be needed daily over a period of 2 months to meet the population's basic needs. Much more fuel is needed to enable the UN agency to power vital services such as sewage treatment plants and water desalination plants. Even that 200 trucks a day falls far short of what Gaza, under a land, sea, and air siege by Israel since 2007, was receiving before October 7. Before the current war, 500 aid trucks would enter Gaza daily on average, according to the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA. The war has devastated Gaza, killing nearly 15,000 people, with at least 6,800 presumed dead under the rubble. Tens of thousands of injured people have suffered due to medical shortages. While the truce has enabled Palestinians in the besieged enclave a little breathing space and some respite from the constant din of drones and warplanes, the humanitarian situation is dire. Israel's war has split the territory of 2.3 million people in two. As its attacks on the north intensified, the Israeli military forced people to move south, where supplies of food, fuel, and water have been scarce. International NGO ActionAid said deliveries were largely limited to the south, where 1.8 million people are now displaced. For many women propping up households and facing more mouths to feed in Gaza's overstretched shelters, renewed pauses will not come anywhere near close to helping improve the situation they're facing, said the NGO. Palestinian people are starving. They are striving to find food in the supermarkets, and people don't have the basic needs to continue and to help themselves to survive from starvation. Negotiations between Israel and Hamas to extend the Gaza truce were overshadowed at the last minute on Wednesday by an unconfirmed claim by Hamas that a family of Israeli hostages, including a 10-month-old baby, had been killed. Shortly before the final release of women and children hostages scheduled under the truce, the military wing of Hamas said the youngest hostage, baby Kfir Bibas, had been killed in an earlier Israeli bombing, along with his 4-year-old brother Ariel and their mother. Their father, who has also been held, was not mentioned in the statement. Israeli officials said they were checking the Hamas claim, a highly emotive issue in Israel where the family is among the highest-profile civilian hostages yet to be freed. The IDF, Israel Defense Forces, is assessing the accuracy of the information, the military said in a statement, which said that it held Hamas responsible for the safety of all the hostages in Gaza. Relatives had issued a special appeal for the family's freedom after the children and their parents were excluded from the penultimate group freed on Tuesday.